All right, welcome to Chair Yoga. Sometimes when we come to our practice, we may be dealing with injuries or traumas, and they can be physical, mental, emotional. So today we're going to start from a sense of sensitivity and ease, without any pressure on performance, on being able to do this or that. So find a relaxed seat where you feel supported by your chair, which means you could be leaning back against the back of the chair if that's what you need today. It could mean you are seated towards the front of the chair and away from the back. And then tune into your breathing. When our body has experienced trauma, our breathing will instantly change. The smooth flow of the breath in and out starts to become choppy or held. Tension builds up, the heart rate rises, hormones are released into the nervous system. So just notice your breathing today. And if you can, breathe gently into the nostrils, as slowly as feels maybe a little unnatural, but it allows the time for the lungs to slowly expand into a deeper breath. So there's no jarring sense of a deeper breath. It's a smooth, seamless expansion of the lungs. Gently slide the hands towards the knees so you're falling forward a little bit, and you simply take the weight into your hands. If your hands are sore, you can come onto your elbows or your forearms, and just feel that forward leaning stretch. Gently allow the chin to drop towards the chest slowly, just noticing how the neck feels. And then inhale, start to lift the nose, lift the chin. So you stretch the throat like you're catching the warm sun on a cool winter's day. Once again, noticing how that feels, particularly in the back of the neck. Exhale, drop the chin, let the head dangle. And then inhale, lifting up. Bring the head to neutral, walk the hands back slowly, come to your neutral position, and you might adjust your feet for torso twirls. So with torso twirls, we're simply moving the low back around the spine, around the hips, just noticing how the low back feels, shoulders and neck. If you notice you're holding on or gripping at any of the joints, the neck, the shoulders, the elbows, the wrists, the hips. See if you can bring some ease into those areas. So you relax your twirl. Your twirl becomes almost therapeutic. Like you're stirring a big bowl of broth. It's going to help heal all those little tight spots. And you start to feel the body loosening up. And the next time you come up, pause. And then we'll start to twirl in the opposite direction. And just notice if there's any new tightnesses that reveal themselves. And invite those tightnesses to join in the stirring of the broth until they start to dissipate and dissolve and add flavor to all the other parts of the body. So sometimes in our yoga it's better to do these slow twirling kind of movements, these spiral movements, to help release the joints when they're stiff and sore. And then gently pause. Widen the feet a little bit and we'll lean into the left thigh a little bit. Just lean into the left thigh, grab the hip and just leaning to one side. You might let the head dangle towards the lowered shoulder. And the shoulder that's above, that right shoulder, see if you can drop it away from your ear so you feel this traction through your neck. Now if that's too much, you might even prop your head up on your hand. In fact, let's all try that. It just allows you to get a different traction into the right side of the neck when it's supported like that. You can control it a little more. And then slowly come up. Coming onto the other elbow, the other side, and leaning and maybe letting the head dangle towards the shoulder. And then with that head support, you might find you get even more traction with support. And then slowly coming up, leaning once more to the left side. This time take the right hand and we're going to dangle it down in front of you. So it's hanging loosely like a big elephant trunk. And then start to let it sway gently. Maybe it might start side to side or it might turn into a circle. Let's see if we can circle it the other direction and just notice if that feels natural or not. And then slowly releasing, coming up carefully. Take a few breaths in the upright position. Notice how the shoulder and neck are feeling. And even the low back from all that leaning forward, it can start to traction out. Let's try the other side. Start with the lean, dangle the trunk, and let the trunk start to move. Feeling no effort as it moves. It's like the bones have been taken out of your arm and it's just an empty coat sleeve dangling down. And the other way. And slowly releasing that rotation, come on up. And we'll take a few breaths in the upright position. And because we're working at a restorative level today, we're going to change the position of the chair. So bring the chair to the top of your mat and reverse its direction. So you're facing the seat. And bring your hands down to the seat and walk your feet back into an L stretch. Now I'm going to turn it sideways so you can keep an eye on what I'm doing. So there's not a lot of weight in the hands. The back of the legs are getting a nice stretch. And we're going to make our way down onto the floor here. So take the weight into the hands a little bit, come carefully down onto the knees or shins, and then take a seat beside your chair. So the goal here is to lift the legs onto the chair. So I like to sidle up sideways to the chair and then roll onto the back and lift the feet up. Now, if that's too high for you, consider using a couch or a coffee table, something a little lower. For me, the chair is just the right height. And because I'm now on a slippery surface, I'm going to move the chair towards a solid object. So I don't want the chair slipping away. So now we're giving our back a lot of support. We're taking the weight of the legs off the hips and low back. So you really want the knees bent at about 90 degrees. Let the hands rest out beside your palm up. We call this static back position. And we're going to work the spine slowly, starting at the neck, gently turning the head to the right. Inhale, bring the head back to neutral. And when you bring your head back to neutral, just adjust the back of the skull so the back of your neck feels long. So we want what's called neutral head tilt here, where the chin and the nose are parallel to the ground. So we don't want the chin sticking up into the air like this. And we don't want a big cushion under the head that makes us tuck the chin into the chest. We want neutral. Exhale, turn the head to the left. Inhale the head to neutral. And for the next minute, I want you to turn your head one way and the other at any speed, at any pace that feels good for you. So you might turn your head many times. You might turn your head very few times. You start to feel the release in the upper spine here. And then bringing your head to neutral. Raise both hands up into prayer position above the heart, reaching for the ceiling. And then slowly bring the hands overhead, keeping them glued together. Slowly raising them up, this time bringing them forward, down in between the knees, reaching forward. And then slowly swinging them back overhead. So you're working the shoulder joints with back support, feeling particularly the mid-back here, between the shoulder blades, in this wood chopper action. Opening up the ribs as you come back. And maybe feeling a little release of tightness in the shoulders where they join the neck as they come forward. Once again, go at your own pace. You might be chopping more quickly. You might find that when you stretch in a certain direction, you really enjoy it. You hold the stretch. And then pause. And scoot your hips a little bit to the right so your right leg can come off the chair. Your right leg is now extended on the floor. The left knee stays on the chair and your hands come out at 90 degrees. And this is going to work the mid-back in a different way. We bring the left arm up and over towards the right. So my fingers just reach just below, above the elbow crease, and then back. Repeat that. And as the hands come over and reach for that right arm, the head turns to the right. So you're getting a little head rotation as well. Keep going. Once again, at the pace that suits you today. It could be very, very gentle and slow. It could be a little quicker. You might vary the pace. You might sometimes go a little quicker and then a little slower to experiment. But just notice what it's doing to the shoulders and the neck and the mid-back. And the next time you come to neutral pause, wait, notice how you feel, and see if you can bring some relaxation into the low back as you're lying there, letting the body reset. And then we'll try the other side. So start slowly bringing that hand over towards the left arm, turning the head to the left this time. And for the next couple of minutes, you know what to do. You might even turn the head to the right when the hand comes back to neutral. Just notice how the neck wants to move. One of my favorite rhythms here is to move with the breath. So as my hand reaches over, I exhale. And as I come back to neutral, I inhale. Oh, I forgot to put that left leg out. I hope we all changed our legs. And so hopefully all these movements are releasing the tightness in the joints in a very restorative fashion, keeping the nervous system relaxed. And then come to neutral pause. Notice how you feel. Return both legs to the chair so your hips are now central. And this time bending the elbows, let the fingertips simply rest on your chest. And then open the elbows out again, the back of the hands resting on the deck. And bending the elbows, fingertips touching the chest lightly. So just isolating the elbow action here. And feeling it stretching its way through the bicep and the tricep. Once again, opening and closing at your own rate. Two more. Now this time clasp your hands behind the back of the head. So you've created a little cushion for the skull between your hands. And you simply bring the elbows towards each other. It's going to slightly drop the chin, so you're working the upper spine down into the mid-lower spine. It's like a little traction stretch. And then open your elbows again. You're not lifting the head off the ground. You're simply flapping your butterfly wings. Now the next time you close your wings, you're going to lift the head just as an inch or two off the ground. And as you do that, press your low back into the mat. So now we're bringing sensation down into the low back. Gently open the wings, lower the head, and relax. And that should arch the low back. So the low back is now going to move between these, tucking the tailbone and arching the back. It's a very slight movement. Exhale, lift the head, wrap the arms, push the low back into the mat. It's like a little crunch. Carefully lower the head, open the elbows, and relax. Try it once again. Pick the head up, wrap the arms, push the low back in. And you can hold this as long as you like. If this feels good, you can stay in this crunched position. And when you're ready, you can lower the head and open the elbows. If this feels good, you can stay here as long as you like. So for the next 2 minutes, you're on your own, doing what you need to do for your spine with this crunched butterfly. Resting anytime you want to. And over time you might feel you could squeeze the skull more strongly. And sometimes I like to press the heel palms into the back of the skull and lift the back of the skull. That can feel therapeutic for me at times. And keep going for another 30 seconds or so. And if you don't have a strap handy, see if you can locate a strap or anything that you can reach around your foot. A dog leash, towel. And when you're ready, simply rest, come back to static back. And find your strap. Take the left foot into the strap and extend the left foot upwards towards the ceiling. Right foot stays resting on the chair. So straightening the leg like this and supporting it with the strap can feel very supportive for the lower back. Now, even though the strap's pulling against your foot, every now and then I want you to point the toes towards the ceiling so you feel a little resistance. And you might feel the calf muscle tighten. And then relax the foot, pull back, curl the toes back. So you resume that stretch all through the back of the left leg. So point as many times as you like. Otherwise, maintain that stretch. Bringing relief into the back of the leg, into the low back. Now, before we leave this leg, take both ends of the strap into your left hand and bring the right hand out to the right side of your shoulder onto the ground to counterbalance. And start to bring the left leg over to the left. Oh, so you get that big stretch out into the internal thigh. It's going to give a little bit of a lumbar twist as well, which should feel good. Slowly bring that leg up, and we're going to return to the chair. Release the strap. And notice how the low back is feeling. So we're going to change sides here. Bringing the strap into that right foot. And there will be a slight difference here. The right side of the low back will start to feel a little more release. And then you can point the toes on this side so you get a little bit of work in the front, the shin, the ankle, top of the foot. And once again, just point the toes as frequently or as for as long as you like. When you're ready, you take both ends of the strap just into your right hand. The left hand can come out from the shoulder, palm down, and then create that awkward airplane. Right leg out to the right, left hand out to the left. Getting that internal stretch into that right thigh. When you're ready, you can return both feet back to the chair, releasing the strap. And take the next 10 breaths simply to notice how your back body is feeling, how your nervous system is feeling. If you want to do any minor movements with the hands or neck or face, if that serves this sense of ease and unclenching, just allow yourself that space to micro-release. And when you're ready, you can reach the arms over the head for a little stretch. You might like to tuck the knees back into the ribs and hug the knees and gently rock from side to side, like you're massaging your back out. Now, one way I like to come to a seated position from being on my back is to cradle the head with one hand only. Keeping the knees tucked, roll onto the side of the body of the cradled arm, the arm that's cradling. And you stay curled up in a little ball for a moment. Just like you're falling asleep on the side body. And the physics of the getting up from here rely on you rolling forward, not backwards, and straightening the top leg, pushing up with that other hand. And that should keep that ease of being in the body. Now from here you can stay seated on the floor if you like. I like to sit on a block. Or you could sit on your chair. And just notice how you feel. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste. Have a wonderful day, evening,